We've got brand new details on the teenage boy shot and killed in the district last night. He was just 14. Antoine Manning was 14 when he was gunned down in Southeast. Thank you for joining us. I'm Leslie Foster.
And I'm Lorenzo Hall. You know, we've been talking about shootings in D.C. involving teens for months now, and Antoine was one of those shooting victims we told you about earlier this month because he was shot before but survived. This time, obviously, a much different outcome as police continue to search for his killer.
It is just heartbreaking, all of it. The people who loved him are sharing his story with our Megan Rivers. She's been working this story all day and joins us right now live at MPD headquarters. Megan?
Good evening, Lorenzo and Leslie. Yes, everyone who knew Antoine is obviously heartbroken by him being murdered, gunned down at just 14 years old. Like many other boys his age, he loved sports. He loved to play football, and his coaches tell me that he was really good. Today, I had a chance to speak with one of his football coaches about his life and his charge to other men in the community.
This ain't it. This is definitely not it.
Fighting the inevitable tears, Coach Michael Brown just needed time to tell us about the harsh world that 14-year-old Antoine Manning lived in.
This kid had a scholarship to go to a private school to play football, but we didn't even have a parent to fill out his paperwork to get him enrolled in school. But we want him to make it.
Antoine was shot and killed in Southeast D.C. Monday night. He lived in Berry Farms. Brown says he just recovered from being shot a few weeks prior.
These kids have stories behind them. We have to talk to our kids.
D.C. police haven't identified a shooter. No motive has been mentioned, but a boy who was trying his best to escape the environment Coach Brown says he was forced to live in is gone.
He has to go back to his reality, and sometimes that home reality is not what's best for our kids.
Teamwork was instilled in Antoine through sports. He loved football, his coaches, and teammates. Coach Brown says when their season came to an end, because Antoine dropped the game-winning pass, he was sad he let his team down. But it was the reality of their season ending and having to go back home, Brown says, left the teen in tears for 2 days.
He was crying because he knew this was over for us. Like, that was the end of us traveling, of us going to these places, of him getting his own bed, of him getting to eat whatever he want, do whatever he want, and not get in trouble for it or not be blamed or judged. So I just want to let him know I love him. Like, you lived your life. We made sure you had fun and enjoyed your time on this earth.
So enough is enough. And Coach Brown, he's calling on everyone to step up.
Somebody got to stand up and say stop. Somebody, yeah, it's a lot of big homies in these neighborhoods, bro. It's a lot of y'all men in these neighborhoods, man. Just holler at y'all little homies, man.
Yeah, indeed. Brown was obviously very emotional at the loss of young Antoine. D.C. police have yet to identify a shooter in this case. So if you know something, if you saw something, anything that can help identify that shooter so D.C. police can make an arrest in this case, you're asked to call them right away. We have that number for you on our screen and on our website. That's WUSA9.com. Reporting live at police headquarters tonight, I'm Megan Rivers. I'll send things back to you all in the studio.
You know, that coach revealed to us the complexity behind these issues, right? It doesn't start with a gunshot. Something leads up to this. But he also talked about how sports was just so integral to this young man's life. And the fact that a 14-year-old is shot not once but twice within weeks and then doesn't survive, that's on all of us. The coach was right. That's on all of us.
Yeah, you know, after each of these shootings, we say, you know, the community has to step up. Everyone's saying, when is it going to stop? But I think this is a reminder here that all of these young people, they need all of us at this point. You have the great folks like Coach Brown. They're doing the work on the ground, making sure these kids have an outlet. They don't get in trouble. But then you see something like this, and it's clear that they need all of us. Yeah, so we all have to step up as a community here. And again, we have to mention, if you know anything about Antoine's murder, do contact D.C. Police at that number on your screen, or you can text 50411. You can stay anonymous.